Hello and welcome to another Demis Hellen tutorial. We are looking at maths to create a trance melody. Now, this video is going to look at applying maths, and we're going to look mainly at the Fibonacci sequence. So if you're not familiar with that, I would pause the video and do a bit of research, but it is the natural addition of numbers throughout nature. So seashells use it, and sunflowers use it, and the way crops grow, they use it, the way things grow, and trees and leaves, and everything is subject to this Fibonacci sequence. So look into it as much as you want, or just grasp the basics. It's entirely up to you, but then the next part of this video will make a little bit more sense. This was the top voted by 55%, so just over half of you on my YouTube poll. If you want to see the YouTube poll, make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell icon so you can see my weekly poll post, and then you'll get a chance to vote on the next video that you want to see out of 4. Okay, so without further ado, let's have a look at what we're going to be doing. So there are many ways to approach music with maths. I'm approaching it with the Fibonacci sequence for this video, and maybe we'll approach it with a different way of using maths in the future. But let's have a look at the numbers. So I've got it here on numbers as it happens, and I'm using, by looking on the Scales and Chords website, I'm going to use the A#/B flat major scale system here. So they're the scales, as you can see. And if we go back here, I've put these numbers. So starting here, it's B flat, what I've put here, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat. So that's that whole link there of the scale. But then to include the Fibonacci sequence, which is 0 to 9, I've just naturally included the previous letter, which is A, because that's what's here, so that's where it would fall if you carried on going down over octaves, and then C, because that's the next in the chain here as well, just to make the 0 to 9. So the story goes, if I am to play a 1, I'm going to play, say I choose this octave here, where my mouse is, I'll play this note. But if I need an 8, it's going to be an octave above. And there's your 9. Well, C's your 9 on here. So you get the drift. These numbers are then mapped to the keys on the keyboard. So let's go back to the internet. Let's look at the first 300 Fibonacci numbers. I'll just give you a brief introduction to them if you don't already know them. It's the doubling of numbers. So 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 8 is 13, so you get the idea. Each number added together gives you the next one. 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 3 is 5, and so on. And we're going to pick some of these numbers, so we're going to start with the thousands, because I'm going to make a 4-note dropping melody, so something like 4 notes within the beat of the bar, and we're going to pick 1597. So what we're going to do there is look on here, and we are going to draw our 4 notes in. It doesn't matter where they are at the moment, and we're going to pick 1597. So remember 1597, which is one of the Fibonacci numbers, and then we're going to go back to numbers and pick 1597. So it is the B, F, C and A. So let's pick those. So we'll start here at middle C, C3, and we want one, I've already forgot, 1597. So 1, 5, so which will be an F according to numbers, yeah, and then a C and an A. Okay, so that's our 1597 in MIDI format, as you can see, played on the keyboard. And I'm just going to repeat that for the bar, and let's just see what it sounds like. So straight away, it sounds quite nice. And then we can start Sorry about the magic mouse here. Then we can start manipulating it by dropping these notes an octave if you don't want it going up so high. So you get quite a nice sounding thing. It's very melodic trance already. Needs a bit of tweaking, but we'll leave it as it was. We'll put the root note in, which is the A there. And let's just drop it one octave just so we can hear what it sounds like. It sounds quite nice if it had a bass. Okay, so that is the first one. So that's the 1597. We're going to hit back onto the internet and we're going to pick 2584. So 2584, and here we are with the numbers. So let's go back here. Let's take our 4 again. 2584, so this is 1, 2. F is 5. This is 8. And I've already forgot the number because my attention span is so short. 2584. So 4 being here. So these are according to those numbers on my pad again, which is here. 2. Oh, I apologise. C is 2. 2, 5, 8, and 4. Oh, C is 2. That's right. So here we go. This is what this one sounds like. Very different. Sounds almost like you are seeing plants growing. There's an example, like little buttercups, that sort of thing. I do a lot of music for film and TV stuff, so I do hear and see these like little styles. Whereas this one is happier. It's like it's really happy, and then this is like contempt and a bit curious in there. So it's still got a good sound. Let's put these bass notes in, which the root note on this one is going to be C. Let's put a G in there. Sounds quite nice. So that is that one. Let's move on to the next number here. We'll just do 4 and then we'll see what we can do about combining them and applying another technique. So we've had 2584. Now we're going to have 4181. So let's head back here. 4181. Just put them on C for now. 4181. So let's have a look. 4, 1, and we know that one's on there, and then 8 here. Let's have a listen to this one. Oh, sorry. 4, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's the one. Okay, so the very basic rhythms, we're not going into too much detail because I don't want to boggle people too much and make you just look at me and think, well, what the hell is this guy on about? Because it's bad enough that we're doing maths into trance. It's something that I haven't done before, but I've seen plenty of things and noticed plenty of patterns in my own music in the past. Okay, and then we're going to go for 6765. So middle C again, 6765. So 6 and 7, 6 and 5. So that's a very close pattern, that one. That's just going up and down. See what I mean? These patterns are almost every time very nice. So this is what we have in total. So I don't know if you already noticed that them first 2 lines almost sound like we could just use them straight off the mark. So if we go back to the internet, we have got 1597 and 2584. That seems to sound very nice one after another. And then obviously we go back to an A sharp here. So how can we change that up? Is we could throw in a G there, so we're making a chord. So there'll be a G here, making the that chord. So let's just see what that sounds like. So we almost have something that we can work with. Yes, they're all different patterns, but they're all using the same 4 notes, just in a different order. But we've got something very nice already, and all we've done is gone to these Fibonacci numbers, and we've used the first 4 of the 4-digit numbers from 17, 18, 19 and 20. So these 4 numbers here. And we've created something amazing already. And that's just using simple maths. This one is the... so this one here, even better. This one here, the third one, is this one and this one added together to create this one. So essentially these two have given birth to this one, and this one is the baby of these two. So you can see what I'm getting at here. It's simple maths applied into music, and we've got a nice sounding piece of music there, which we now can develop. It's strung some ideas in my mind as to how we can approach this. So like I said, now we can start messing. We can throw these down 1 octave. Okay, and we can throw them down an octave. Which I'm not going to do because they go too low. In fact, we could just pitch them up. So you can see what I mean. They are using different patterns, but now you can start applying the same pattern. So let's do that now. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so we've got a duplicate copy, so we haven't lost the original idea. And I'm going to introduce the next section, which is simple subtraction from this melody. So what we'll do is we'll make this nice... We'll make all of them a falling melody. So I'm going to put that up an octave, and we'll use it from there. Okay, so that down. So I'm going to pick all the ones that are closer together. So if we just ignore that pattern now, we've got the 4 notes just in different order, but we want them to fall in order of appearance. So A first, and then A sharp, A. So A sharp to A, and then F, and then to C. So we have this falling melody. So these are still using the same numbers, they're just not in the same order anymore. And it doesn't have to stay that way because we're just using those numbers to generate an idea and then take something from it, not use it as it comes. No one ever does that. This one, we're going to get rid of those. And again, we'll have the A sharp at the top, and then in order of appearance, we have the F, D sharp, and the C. So then we get... Let's just, if I can select everything, that would help. There we are. Okay, so you can see that we're still on this top line here for this one, and I do like the rhythm, but we have the original pattern before, so we don't need to worry about losing it. Now, the thing is, we do have 2 here. We do have 2. So this is where this obviously is causing a problem. So we'll just put them together for now. We'll sort that out later. I have a feeling I moved that one. I think it was meant to be F. Let's just look at the original. Yes. No, 3rd time round. It was meant to be D sharp. Let's just check on here. Yeah, gone. I'd moved it by accident. Okay, and then we have order of appearance again. A. Oh, we've got 2 G's in this one as well. we can sort this out. We can start improvising from this stage. Okay, so how we're going to improvise with this one is I'm going to drop this to F, and then I'll drop this to D for now, like that. Maybe on the D sharp there. We'll have it there, and then this one, something else in the scale. We could also put them on D. So we have. Okay, just because there's such a big gap between the A and the D sharp here, I am going to put that on G and put that on D, just so we replace as many of the original notes as possible without changing them. Let's have that on F. Let's have that on C there, maybe. I don't know whether I like it on D sharp or C there. Let's have a bit of both. Alright, so that's the starting note of the next bar, so we'll keep it in there. Right, so we have our melody, and where we're going to go with this next is we'll make a copy. So we have the original again. We're just going to get these bass notes. I'm just going to drop them down an octave, just so they're out of the way. Now, I'm going to focus on the first bar to demonstrate this section. So now, whereas we've used the Fibonacci numbers here to generate this, to create the previous melodies, we're now going to take the simpler form of maths and we are going to apply a half speed measure. So dividing the speed of this one, this first bar, well, this first beat in the bar, in half. So if you was to time stretch that, that would go like this. Okay, so more in theory, they would be like this, because you'd be stretching the notes so they last twice as long. So 2 bars for this one, 1 beat, sorry, for this one, 2 beats for that one. We're going to keep them just at that length. So now, in this section, we have 4 of that melody on the top, and then we have 2 on this one. Just listen to what happens. Suddenly we have some sort of secondary melody going on just down below, because they're harmonising well, and that is because they are the same notes, of course, but also it does help that they are part of a sequence of numbers that already work together, as demonstrated here. And what we'll do is we'll do the same for both. So to there, C and V, and then we'll drop them down. So we're moving them all along just 1 to create a half speed measure. Okay, so you see where I'm going with this. This can happen either direction, so I'll just do this one. You can double the speed, so you can have one above going even faster, which kind of gives you that chip tune style thing, rather than it sounding like a melody. And we'll just go Control V. Don't think I did that right. Let's just copy them manually. So we have this. And then finally, for this one, down to there, so it starts on the A. What you can do is you can half the speed, you can mirror things. So I'll show you just very quickly in a second about mirroring. Because mirroring is quite interesting. So on its own, so it is sounding quite nice. It's not something I'd choose to put out there. Oops. Okay, so you can see now it's looking really complex when you can see what it's actually doing. It's just half the speed at the bottom and double speed at the top. And that is that one. So the mirroring thing I was talking about, if we just get rid... Oh dear. If we just get rid of everything on here, so we're only dealing with this one bar. Now, when I'm talking about mirroring, is where we get a little bit more interesting. So, just for reference, here's the original melody. Here is the half the speed melody. And what we're going to do with the half speed melody is do a simple mirror first. So here. That's the first mirror. So instead of it going down, we have it going up on the same notes. So you get a nice flow round. It keeps that circle going. Or you can do a literal mirror. So instead of it being the note for note mirror, you can do the actual movement of the track within reason. And I'll explain that in a second. Okay, so you have a half step here from A sharp to A. So because we're on C, if we did a half step, we'd be on C sharp. Now, C sharp's not in the scale here. So we've just got C. We haven't got a C sharp, so that isn't going to work. You can put it there and listen and see what it sounds like, but we'll keep to the scale. So we have to go with D. Okay, and then there's quite a big gap here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then on the fourth one the note. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, we don't have F sharp also, so we'll go for the next best thing, which is F in the scale. And then we've mirrored the way it falls and the way it rises instead, so the notes are closer and then further apart, like so. So they're using the same notes in the scale, you've changed them, but they still work. So these are very good ways to start developing different melodies. It's just a different direction for you to approach. So if you can't come up with your own melodies, you're not good enough on the piano, you don't have any of that theory or anything like that, that is always a good way to do things. Why not go on the website and pick this number? Pick that and make yourself a really big arp and just see what it sounds like, and then just transpose those notes in the arp and just see what happens. You never know what things are going to sound like. But with this Fibonacci sequence, you do realise things are going to sound pretty much good every time, because the natural multiplication, the natural addition of numbers, so the previous one to the current one gives you the next number. And look at how many things look beautiful in the world, from flowers to trees to the way seashells are made, and how everything just grows in that spiral shape. So take a look at that if you haven't already in depth. But the same can be applied to music, and it is said that composers in the past have used the Fibonacci sequence to make music. If you type in Fibonacci on piano, you'll come across a few videos where people have applied these notes with accompanying chords, but these notes just in order on the piano, and it creates this amazing melody. So go and take a look at that, just see what it sounds like. That's pretty much it for the maths in trance. We have created some sort of trance tune. It's more melodic. I wouldn't say it was like a hard trance track or like something that you'd use for a 138 track, but it can be used. So let's just have a listen to this without... So it sounds quite nice. Let's have a look at this one here. We'll fade it in so you can hear what it sounds like. So we've created a tune. Whether you can use it, this is more of an experiment at the same time. It's not something that I do, but I am definitely going to consider adding some of these into my next tracks. I might even just come up with, like I have done previously here, this is part of a track I'm making here. Is it this one? I'm making a tune here, I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. So this was going to be the original melody that I was going to use to just demonstrate the half speed and double speed melodies. So this is the original here, then it's half the speed, and then I've halved it again, and then I've halved it again, and then I've halved it again, so you just get the first note because it's that halved. And then if you double it, you get that. So instead of having 4 of these melody drops here, 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 8. And you're starting to jump into that chiptune style music. But it was a very weak demonstration of things, so I thought I'd use the Fibonacci one to really get it going. And then... So I'm going to see if this applies to any Fibonacci numbers. Probably not. But then I'm going to see if we can find a pattern in there that relates to some sort of mathematical topic. But that is yet to be seen, and maybe we'll see that in the future. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you can actually take something away from this and apply it to your own stuff, whether it's creating arps like that or using them to create chords. I just hope you can use it. So, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you can see all my posts when the videos goes up. I'm doing 2 a week, and you'll also get to see the voting poll, which goes up every single week from now. So you can have a say into what video you want to see next out of 4 topics. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.